Thank you for having me.
Did I say your name right?
You said it great. You said
Perfect.
It great.
Yippee.
A lot of people don't, but you nailed it.
We know a lot of people in this town. We've had a lot of names. Billy, I'm so glad Lynn, our co-producer, Lynn Orman, found you to come up here and talk to us about the Chicago Soul Collective Soul Spectacular.
Yeah.
Tell us what that is. And
it is. It's Monday night. It's
Monday.
At 8 p.m. at City Winery, and it is a full-scale evening of classic soul and R&B.
Classic soul, my favorite.
It's a pretty large band. It's about, I'd say about 12 pieces. Somebody's getting so excited they're running the blender.
Yeah, no one can hear that but you. At least, except for everybody in the room.
But yeah, it's about a 12-piece band, 6 different singers, a great comedian. A big night out.
It really is a
Monday
big night out.
Yeah.
How did you decide to put together?
I've done a few of these. I've put on a few of these events. I used to tour for a long time in an R&B group, but we had to be really stripped down. So once I kind of set my roots in Chicago and stopped touring, I wanted to put on like large scale stuff.
When did you set your roots in Chicago?
Well, I mean, I've been here forever, but where I got off the road.
When you stopped touring.
Yeah.
So you're a Chicagoan.
Yeah.
All right.
I live in Andersonville, not too far.
How did a
from
young
here.
guy like you get all caught up in what I was raised on, which was R&B and soul?
I guess you listen to a lot of music and then you find, well, that's just the best.
Ain't it?
Ain't it? That's just the best there is. So really, I'm an avid record collector. I've listened to all sorts of music throughout my life. But yeah, when it comes down to it, I live in the best city. I listen to the best music. Why settle for less?
How do you produce a one-up like this? I mean, it's not like you're bringing Aretha Franklin in town to do a night.
We're bringing Rashawn Scott though, so let's
bringing it.
No, how do you put that together? It really is. There's so many great musicians in Chicago, and there's so many great artists in Chicago, and it's really just about connecting everybody and getting everybody to kind of play in the same sandbox. For
Are there still tickets for tomorrow night?
There are. It's not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow,
it's Monday.
Monday. Excuse me.
Tomorrow is another band, but you're welcome to go see them as well. But yeah, it's really trying to connect the dots between all the great musicians who live here.
So is this is a one show, one night thing, or are you going to be
one night thing? And I want to see how it turns out. I'd love to do it more often. We've done them really only about once or twice a year since it's such a big undertaking.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
But this is such an awesome group, and we're doing it on a Monday night because a lot of the folks are actors as well and performers.
I could tell.
So that's why we picked Monday.
I do love the name of your comedian.
Felonious Monk.
Felonious Monk.
Oh, yeah.
That's too cool.
Yeah, Felonious is...
That's very funny.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Billy Bungeroth, you also have other parts to your life, and are you still...
Secrets.
Well,
Secrets.
I'd like
your
you to...
day job is at Second City, right?
It is.
So how does that feed into doing soul extravaganzas?
I just... I don't know.
Yeah,
something you like to do in your spare time.
How long have you been creative director for Second City?
Creative director is a stretch. I am one of many creative directors there. Yeah, because that's
it's something you just
place.
Don't want to claim
at
this
place.
point.
Yeah, I can't see everything. I mean, if you go there on a Tuesday night and see a bad improv show, and it's gonna get back
to me.
It's
your fault.
Yeah. No. There are a number of creative directors.
God,
yes,
I'm so grateful for Second City.
Thank you.
I really am. I used to bring my students there as a break into a sort of one piece of the comic culture of Chicago, which I thought all of them should begin to get used to as soon as they got to Chicago. And it was such fun. We'd go to the cheap night, of course, the Monday night show, but it was always great fun. And I also knew a number of the players who went on, Joe. I can't think of their names now, but they used to make fun of me, which would make the students, they'd put me in the skit, which made my students go, "Ooh, Katie," because of Heartland, I guess.
Since we got a little bit into the Second City, we'll come back to the Soul concert. There was some media coverage, and I'm wondering if things have changed about the way audiences more recently have been reacting, given our political atmosphere, and talking back to the improv artists on stage. Has that gotten any better or worse? Is the same? Where some of the cast feel attacked?
By
audience members.
Audiences are made up of people, and people are angry, right now, and there's no way to stop that. And I think for us, it's a matter of adjusting, trying to figure out how to protect our
community
performers.
members.
And that's been an adjustment, because normally it was go out there and make them feel uncomfortable, but now people they feel uncomfortable all the time
Walking in. Amazing.
But we do social and political satire, so it's hard not to push some buttons, and there's a lot of buttons that need to be pushed right now.
Indeed.
So yeah.
Indeed.
So it's a matter of finding a way to protect the performers a little bit more. I think that's sort of the goal this year.
So when Soul Spectacular, the event that we're mainly pushing here with you today, gets underway, part of, I think, the wonder of living in Chicago is that we get access to that because of all the talent in Chicago, and because they're willing to work on their night off, as it were.
I think in that group, collectively, that group's played behind so many great soul artists. We were just talking a little bit earlier.
How many of these guys have been on our show, Lynn? The people who are back in his, a few of them?
Yeah, we've collectively, I think we've played behind. We were talking about the late Otis Clay, who did a sort of soul review with us recently. I played with Syl Johnson for a few years there. We had our bands played behind the OJs and God,
dang,
so many different.
The OJs.
Yeah,
Billy, what's your instrument?
I'm a guitar player.
Lead, rhythm.
Whatever's
needed
at the
moment.
time. Yeah, I love rhythm guitar, but I'm also fine just sitting and soloing as well.
Can I ask what gig or performance you did with Patrick Stewart as a Trekkie?
Yeah. I did a show at Lyric Opera.
I wondered if there was a connection here, because I thought the Lyric thing I'd love to hear more about the Lyric connection, for which you won an award. Right?
I did, yeah. I won some sort of award. It's at my mom's house. I think that was it. Yeah.
Jeff Award.
It's at my mom's house. But the real award was getting to work with Patrick Stewart, who
I should think
is not only I was so scared.
What a cool guy
he
is.
Yeah, and he's like an activist and a humanitarian,
and
he's very outspoken against domestic violence, and he's like. And he's
a real
super
dude.
Funny. Yeah. He's a person to he's a person to look up to.
Right.
He's awesome. I was very scared about working with him. I thought he might be pretentious, but he's real chill. He's real chill.
That's so good. That's wonderful.
Any other favorite personalities like that you've had a chance to work alongside of? I know you've backed up a lot of people.
This is going pretty well. Seems like it's.
So can we segue into Record Day?
Well, we should do Record Day, but I just wanted to ask Billy before where did you grow up in Chicago? What area?
I grew up all over. the country.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school at New Trier High School.
All right, New Trier. Another good product of New Trier. Yeah.
Nothing's ever been harder than a day at New Trier High School.
Oh, jeez.
Nothing in life has ever been harder.
Yeah, right.
It's true.
So
it's true.
Tom was about to take us to the notion. Today is Record Day. What does that mean, Tom? Record Store Day. That's right.
Record Store Day, for those of us who still have hundreds of LPs that we still play at home because we think it sounds better. And I think it does, even with the pop and crackle.
Definitely
I
does.
can't believe how many times I go away from my Beatles CDs to the LPs because they're just warmer and nicer. And
they're home.
so I heard you reference putting discs on, and I assume that meant LPs, not CDs.
Yeah. No, I'm an avid record collector for sure.
So this is also your favorite way of listening?
Yeah, I
When
would
you can
say.
do it?
Yeah, I'd say it's more of a ritual and ceremonious than to just rip through your iPod to actually put a record on.
Setting that needle down gently.
And even if you're listening to the classic stuff that I'm talking about of soul, like a 45, 45 is always gonna just have some magic to it that you can't. I mean, there is scientific, it's a warmer sound, but it's gonna have some magic
really,
to it.
it's scientifically, okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
And what people don't realize is even the CD is much more like an MP3 than an LP. You're only getting part of the audio track. It is being sampled digitally.
You're missing really small bits because of the compression.
Interesting.
Whereas on the analog disc, you're getting the full thing that needle caught on the wax.
Yeah.
So
when that performance actually happened, it's all there.
Does this qualify as entering true geekdom to talk about this stuff?
Yeah.
Almost.
That's
But
what I
on
thought.
Record Day,
That's what I thought.
Record Store Day,
It's
I thought it
allowed.
was appropriate.
Heck yeah.
Why do we get into this saving 600 LPs like I have at home?
I know.
And there are some that get played all the time in my house.
Yeah.
We do have another minute left, so I'm going to ask Billy to project into the future. What is next? What are you excited about trying next? What is your on the horizon gig that you'd like to share or talk about?
Well, for this, for the group that will be playing on Monday night, I'd say I'd love to just do more shows like that and a little bit more frequently than once or twice a year.
Yeah.
It's a rough time, and I think people could use some just
cheering up,
uplifting stuff.
Yeah, is there a chance if enough people show up on Monday night at City Winery to see Soul Spectacular and have the best time of their lives that you would?
That's a lot. I mean, you're really asking for the best time of their lives. I mean, they're going to get married, maybe have kids.
Best time since the election. Let's say, put it that way. How's that?
That we might be able to provide for you.
And can we maybe?
You're setting the bar really low.
It's true. It's so true. But what I was trying to get at was, would this ever get a repeat?
Yeah,
play?
I think so. I think we'd all like to. We've learned a lot of darn songs for this one. So,
I mean, really, I have got to go. Yeah. What are some of the songs? That's a good call.
Oh gosh,
Any Sam and Dave?
Sam Trump, the amazing Sam Trump, is doing Love and Happiness.
Love and Happiness.
Well, there'll be some Curtis Mayfield, Aretha. Ooh. People get ready.
He's leaving me a note.
Gotcha.
Impressions.
I don't know if we're playing any impressions, but we will definitely be doing some Curtis. I mean, you can't do a Chicago soul show without paying tribute to Curtis Mayfield. That's for sure. But yeah, we'll be doing the original arrangements too. You know, sometimes you see a wedding band and they're all playing with charts and they're just kind of like. I mean, not to
put down those fellow musicians.
That's a tough gig. You've got to play like 4 sets.
Billy Bungeroth, thank you so much for your creative energy and putting it to work for Chicago at City Winery Monday night with Soul Spectacular. We're going to go out with People Get Ready by the Temptations, but we're also going to thank everyone who makes this show possible.
Lynn Orman Weiss and Nolan Chin downtown and Bruce Reed here at the boards. And I had the wrong group, didn't I?
Yeah, you had the wrong group.
How about that?
It's the Impressions.
I also want to thank Katie Hogan. Michael James is on the road.
Yeah, thank you, Tom Clark.
We're going to have a wonderful show next week back here at the cafe.
Go down and march for science right now. Or join us in Springfield and bang that door of the Governor Ronner. Come on, sisters.
And please,
Tuesday.
please do good in the world.
Because the world needs all the good that you do. All power to the people.